Every time I hear Gatlinburg, I think Gatlinburg, like a Scottish, Gatlinburg. Hey everyone, it's Janessa from Simply Eloped, and I'm here for your tip of the week. This week I'm talking about how to elope in the great place of Gatlinburg. My first recommendation when thinking about eloping in Gatlinburg is to determine your guest size. Your guest size is really going to dictate what kind of venue that you can book. Whether you're trying to elope in the Smoky Mountain National Park or a small venue like Ely's Mill, the type of venue that you're booking is just gonna dictate how many people you can invite. So get real with your partner on that topic and determine how many guests you can, should, and want to invite. My next tip for eloping in Gatlinburg is to determine the season. The season that you elope in Gatlinburg is actually kind of two-part. First and foremost, the weather. So are you wanting to elope in the wintertime or in the springtime, the summertime or the fall time? All of those are actually going to look very, very different in the Smoky Mountain National Park or even at your venue if it's outdoors. So I would recommend choosing your season. The second part of that is that Gatlinburg is pretty touristy. It's got its high season and its low season. So if you're looking to elope in high season, I would just count on lots of people, lots of cars, and higher prices. After you've determined your guest count, choose your venue. So again, whether you're wanting Smoky Mountain National Park or a tiny little pavilion like Ely's Mill, I recommend locking and loading that venue site. Venue costs can also range quite a bit. So I would just recommend that in combination with booking your venue, just being really, really realistic about your budget. When you book a company like Simply Eloped, they might actually include the venue fees or the permit fees in their packages. For instance, we'll coordinate your Smoky Mountain National Park permit on your behalf. We'll also coordinate Ely's Mill. So whether it's a venue or a permit, just know that the company that you're working with might do that on your behalf. Now that you've got your venue, your date, your time, your season locked and loaded, it's time to start booking your vendors. So whether you're inviting friends and family to participate or you're booking people that are local to the area, I always recommend booking a bundle when you're able. You're just gonna save a lot more money by booking everything together than separately. We at Simply Eloped have amazing packages that include flowers, videography, photography, officiant, and venue. So just food for thought. After you've got all of your details for your big day locked and loaded, I highly recommend getting your travel locked and loaded. So you're gonna wanna book your flights, your hotel, and your rental car as soon as you're able. A rental car in Gatlinburg is actually super necessary. Unless you're staying in downtown Gatlinburg, everything's pretty far spread out and you're going to want to explore. Smoky Mountain National Park is very, very big. So I very, very much recommend that you rent a car so that you can get to and fro as you please. Don't forget, your big day is a big day. So I highly recommend being mindful about the types of activities that you would like to do before and after your ceremony. So the celebration, be it a dinner or a reception, and the types of things you want to do before, like, I don't know, spa day or a hike. So I recommend sitting down with your partner and talking about the trip as a whole and determining what kind of experience that you want for your whole experiential elopement. Last but not least, marriage license. And this is where we get down and dirty. So you do need to get a marriage license in the area of Gatlinburg in order for your ceremony to be legal. In order to get your marriage license, you're gonna have to have an actual copy of ID. So be it a state-issued driver's license, passport, military ID. If either of you have previously been married, you have to have an official copy of your divorce decree. This means like the actual certificate in hand. That's gonna have the date, the state, and the city that your divorce was final. They will not process your marriage license without that. So make sure that you're doing those arrangements prior to your trip. Some great news. In the state of Tennessee, no witnesses is required. There's no waiting period mandatory between when you get your license and when you hold your ceremony, but your license is only good for 30 days. So that means that You have to perform your ceremony within 30 days of obtaining your marriage license. Otherwise, it's no longer valid and you're gonna have to get a new one at a new cost. Speaking of cost, the price of a marriage license in Gatlinburg is $97.50. Tucking away those pennies and including that amount in your budget. Whew, well, those are my tips for how to elope in Gatlinburg. I hope it's an easy, lovely, and streamlined planning process for you. And again, don't be afraid to ask me any questions. I'm an expert. I'll see you next week for my tip of the week.